Hey guys, welcome to video lesson 3.1. This is a solution video for textbook pages 84 and 85. We'll be covering numbers 1 through 6 all, 11 through 17 all, 20, 21, 24, and 25. So without any time being wasted, let's move forward. All right, number 1. Explain how you identify the terms of 3y minus 4 minus 5y. So the way we identify the terms is that we look between the plus and minus signs. So between the plus and minus, we have 3y and we have negative 4. Remember, minus means plus opposite. So this is technically negative 4. And here we have plus negative 5. So the plus and minus signs separate the terms. So explain how you identify the terms. The terms are separated by the plus and minus signs. And what are the terms? We have 3y, we have negative 4, and we have negative 5y. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Describe how to combine like terms in the expression 3n plus 4n minus 2. So when combining like terms, we need to have the same variable to the same power. So I have here an n, which is to the first power, and a 4n. So I can take these two and combine them. So describe how you combine like terms. I want the same variable and the same power. Okay, so I'm not looking for you to simplify it. If you do, you get 7n minus 2. But it doesn't ask us to simplify it. It asks us to describe how to combine like terms. The minus 2 is called the constant, and there are no other constants in the problem, so we have nothing to combine it with. Okay, that was number 2. Let's move on to number 3. So number 3, it says, is the expression 3x plus 2x minus 4 in simplest form? And explain. The answer is no, it is not in simplest form because 3x and 2x are the same variable to the same power. So I can combine the 3x and the 2x to make it 5x minus 4. Okay, 5 is a coefficient, the x is a variable, and this minus 4 is a constant. Okay, that was number 3. Let's move on to number 4 here. Okay, which algebraic expression is in simplest form, and explain? So I really love this question because they're not asking you to simplify, they're saying which one is already simplified, and tell me how you know. So here's an x, so variable, constant, variable, but that's a y. So this one looks good. This one here, I have a term with an x to the first power, and here's another term with an x, but they're not combined. So this one, not simplified. Here, this is an example of the distributive property. We have to multiply everything in the parenthesis by 3. So that's not simplified because there's still more math to do. And this last one, I can take 12n and subtract 1n. So this one's not simplified. So our solution is 5x minus 4 plus 6y. How do I know? The term 5x doesn't have any other like terms. My constant of minus 4 has no other constant to be combined with. And my term 6y has no other term with a y attached to it to be combined with. So this is already in simplest form. All right, let's move on to number 5. Okay. So in number 5, it says identify the terms and like terms. So what I usually have students do, terms, like terms. Okay, let's get some lines in here. Terms, like terms. Okay, so why don't you set up your paper this way if you haven't done so already? So terms, remember the plus signs and minus signs separate the terms. So I have t, you can write it as 1t. I have 8, and I have 3t. So I have 3 terms, 1, 2, and 3. My like terms, going left to right, I have t, and I have 3t, because they both share a variable. 8 doesn't have another constant to be combined with, so it does not have a like term to something else. So my only 2 like terms are t, or 1t, and 3t. Right, that was number 5. Let's move on to number 6. All right, so for number 6, we want to list the terms. Once again, terms are separated by plus and minus signs. So I have 3z, comma, 4, comma, 2, and 4z. Okay, my like terms, so here's a term with the z, and here's another term, so they are like terms. And here is a number that doesn't have a letter attached to it, and here's another with no letter attached. So I have 2 constants and 2 coefficients. So 3z and 4z, semicolon. This is one set. My other set is 4 and 2. So my terms are 3z, 4, 2, and 4z. I'm just listing them. And my like terms, I have 2 sets, set number 1 and set number 2. Okay, let's move on to number 11. Okay, number 11. Describe and correct the error in identifying the like terms in the expression. So 3x minus 5 plus 2x squared plus 9x is equal to 3x plus 2x squared plus 9 minus 5. So it looks like they just took this minus 5 and moved it to the end. So the like terms, 3x, 2x squared, and 9x. So describe the error. The description would be that 2x squared is not a like term with 3x and 9x. 3x and 9x have x to the first power. 2x squared has x to the second power. This one is not a like term with these other 2. So the correction should be 3x and 9x are like terms, and that's it. There's no other sets of like terms. Okay, let's move on to number 14. Sorry, number 12. Okay, so in number 12, we are asked to simplify the expression. So I can take 12g and add 9 because they both have a g to the power of 1, and I get 21g. All right, let's take a look at 13. On number 13, I have 11x plus 9 minus 7. So the first thing we can do, and I know we haven't done it in other examples, is rewrite minus as plus opposite. So 11x doesn't have any other term with an x, so it's just 11x. And then 9 plus negative 7 is positive 2, so plus 2. So 11x plus 2. Let's move on to number 14. So in this example, we have 8s minus 11s plus 6. So I'm first going to take number 14 and rewrite it. 8s plus negative 11s plus 6. So since these two both have an s to the first power, I could simplify their coefficients. So 8 plus negative 11, I'll subtract because my signs are different. So I get negative 3s plus 6, since the 6 has no other constant to combine with. So there's number 14. Let's move on to 15. Okay, and number 15, we have 4.2v plus opposite, so -5. Here's another minus, so I'm going to take that as a plus and make this the opposite, -6.5v. And what I'm going to do is take a look at 4.2v, and I can combine it with 6.5. So in your calculators, you would do 6.5 minus 4.2, and we would get -2.3v. We can combine these since they have the same variable to the same power, plus -5. Okay, so that's our solution for 15. Let's move on to number 16. So in number 16, I see another minus here. So 8 plus 4a plus 6.2 plus opposite. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my 8 and add it to 6.2 since they're both constants. And I'm going to take 4a and add it to -9a since they are both coefficients. So I like to put the variable up front. It doesn't matter if you don't, but so 4 plus -9 is -5a plus, I'm going to take 8 and add 6.2. So that gives us 14.2. So here is the final answer, or simplified answer, for number 16. Let's move on to number 17. Okay, and number 17, I'm just going to rewrite it here. I have 2 over 5y. I'm going to make this a plus, and I'm going to make this opposite. So plus -4 plus 7. I'm going to change this minus to a plus. So I'm going to take this opposite. So 9 over 10y. So this 2 over 5y can be combined with 9 over 10y. And this plus -4 plus 7 can be combined since they're both constants. I need to take 2/5 and add 9/10. So you guys have calculators. I don't have one in front of me, so I have to do this the hard way, or the long way, I should say. So 9/10, this is 13 over 10, which equals 1 3/10. So 2/5 y plus 9/10 y is 1 3/10 y, plus -4 plus 7 is 3. Okay, simplified solution for 17. Let's move on to number 20. Okay, here's 20. So what I see here is the distributive property. So everything inside this parenthesis is going to be multiplied by -2/3. So I have -2 over 3 times 12c, and I'm going to write it over 1, minus, that's this minus sign right in the center. Now I'm going to take -2 over 3, and I'm going to times that by 9 over 1. Okay, and then we'll worry about that plus 14 in a second. What I'm going to do in here is cross reduce. I'm going to divide by 3. 3 divided 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So if I multiply across here, -2 times 4 is -8c minus. I'm going to cross reduce in here and get 3 divided 3 is 1. 9 divided 3 is 3. -2 times 3 is -6. If I rewrite this in plus opposite, I get -8c plus 6. And now I need to bring this guy in, plus 14c. So what I'm able to do is take this -8c and add 14. So let's see, 10. So this is 6c plus 6. Okay, so our final solution here is 6c plus 6 for number 20. Let's clean up here and let's go to 21. So for 21, it says on a hike, each hiker carries the items shown. So item 1, item 2, and item 3. Write an expression in simplest form that represents the weight carried by X hikers. So think of it this way. 3.4 pounds or 3 4/10 pounds represents the weight of the sleeping bag. Each person's going to bring that, but we don't know how many people are coming along. So it's 3.3 4/10 pounds times however many number of hikers there are, plus 4 6/10 pounds times however many number of hikers they are, because each hiker is going to have a backpack with their stuff, plus 2 2/10 pounds times the number of hikers who's going to bring a water canteen, because everyone is going to be thirsty at some point or another. So the final solution, we're going to take 3.4, 4.6, and 2.2 and add it up. So my final solution for 21 is 10 2/10 X pounds. So everyone will be carrying 10 2/10 pounds per hiker, where X represents the number of hikers. All right, let's move on to number 24. Okay. So for this question, it's asking us to show the correct way to simplify 6 minus 4 times the quantity of 2 minus 5x and explain the errors made in the other solutions. So the easiest way to find the correct one is just by doing the problem and finding the correct solution. Because if you try to sit here and read through all the work without knowing what the correct answer is, you're going to think all of them are right. So it's just a little easier to know what the correct answer should be before you start combing through the problem. So I'm going to first rewrite this minus as plus opposite. So 6 plus negative 4 times 2 minus 5x. You could also rewrite this one. So it would look like this, 6 plus negative 4 times 2 plus negative 5x. You can put another parenthesis in there if you want. It's called a double parenthesis, a parenthesis in a parenthesis, or you can just not use that second green set of parentheses, and that's fine too. So as you can notice in the way the problem's set up now, I have to distribute the 4. So it's 6 plus negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, plus negative 4 times negative 5x is 20x. I'm going to take my constants, because they are like terms, and I'm going to combine them. So 6 plus negative 8 is negative 2 plus 20x. So if I look at the very end here, that says negative 2 minus 20x, so my correct solution is letter B. So letter B is correct. So now that we know the steps and what we're looking for, I'm going to comb through each of these and identify the error. So this is the original question. So I see 6 minus 4 times negative 3x. So the only way they can get this negative 3x is if they combined these two terms, but they're not like terms. So the problem or the error with A is that they combined two terms that are not alike. So that's the issue there. For letter C, again, here's the original question. I see a 2 here. So it looks like they subtracted 6 minus 4 first. And again, you're supposed to distribute the 4, not subtract. in the beginning. So the issue here is they subtracted 2 terms instead of multiplying, aka distributing. And this last one here, here's the original question. 6 minus 8. Oh, here. A negative times a negative is a positive. -4 times -5 should be plus 20. So the only issue with letter D is that they wrote the wrong sign. All right, so let's clean up number 24 and we'll move on to 25. Okay, for 25, we are looking for the area. Remember, area represents length times width. So area equals 3 times 3 plus x. So to find the area here, we simply distribute the 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 3 times x is 3x. Since these are not like terms, this is my final solution. Great work, guys. See you next time.